Hello, which is Stragabella. I wanted to make a video going in a little bit more detail than the comment that I had left on the video I saw yesterday about dreams and whether or not people can communicate with spirits in their dreams or while they're sleeping. Some people might describe it in different terms. Some people believe that when we're asleep that we are actually astral projecting elsewhere, that our astral form leaves our body and kind of goes into a different place. Some people can do lucid dreaming as well. They can be in a dream and be pretty much in a completely asleep state, but they can control what happens in the dream. Many people have had like a small experience with that, like when you realize you're in a dream and you suddenly can fly or something like that. But a lot of people, when they realize that they're dreaming, usually it only lasts for a short time and they wake up. But you can learn to control it. I have been gifted with dream type abilities since I was a very young child. Before I even knew what was really going on. I remember dreams that I had before I probably even had the words to say anything about it. So dreams is a subject that I enjoy reading about and hearing about other people's experiences. So for me, dreams have always been a big part of my experience, but in my adult life I have learned really how to understand it much better, how to interpret and how to control it. And I have a huge book. I guess it would be like a dream book of shadows or grimoire of dreams or something. I have recorded almost all my dreams for the last maybe 5 years or so. I have written them all down. I have been able to, because sometimes after a while you forget, I'm able now to go back and see which dreams have either come to pass or have symbolized things that were going on. So I'm very aware now which dreams have significance and which dreams are just kind of the junk that is in my brain. After a while, if you do keep track and remember and consciously make an effort, you will be able to tell the difference. If you are having like a really important dream that's like a message versus just dreaming. So as far as the spirit communication, I totally believe that people can appear to us in dreams to either communicate something or warn, but for each person it might not be exactly the same. So for you it may be you dream of a particular thing and it means someone's gonna die. For example, when I dream of rain, I know that something's wrong. I can tell who something is wrong regarding by who is in the dream and what's like, whether it's dark or light, and other kind of factors. Snow for me usually means something even worse, like somebody's gonna die or get in an accident or something serious is gonna happen. It's like a forewarning for me, and it's usually pretty quick. And for the people part, sometimes people see a certain spirit of a person who's passed on, and they see them frequently. If you see a person frequently, you will learn why. Usually, if you see a particular person, sometimes they might give you a look or a warning or some kind of indication that they're telling you something. I have even seen people who have passed on from my family in my waking state, but only for a second. Like, it's almost as if like a different person takes on the look of the deceased person, and then quickly changes back, and you realize, I better be aware. Recently I had a really cool one though, which shows that my skills are developing more, like to the extent where I'm able to really be willing and able to share it with the people who I need to tell or help or whatever. Because sometimes we hesitate, we doubt ourselves, and we don't want to tell somebody something's going to happen or to be careful unnecessarily. But I recently, in the last week or so, I had a dream about my friend's family. She's a good friend. I've been like best friends with her for the last 10 years. And I visit the house where her family, many of her family has owned this house for a long time, and they've lived and died and been born and everything in this house. But I didn't ever meet a lot of them. Their spirits are in the house and probably know me from visiting. And once I was touched and had this really amazing experience. I think I have a video of it on here. It was really cool. I was having like a really bad day and very upset, and my friend's aunt, I thought I was having a migraine because I get migraines where I see lights and stuff, and I just assumed I was having a migraine until my friend turned around and she was like, oh, what? And I realized she saw the light too. It wasn't my migraine. Her aunt was standing directly behind me, and I felt her touch me. She put her hands on me and communicated instantly a comfort, like telling me to not be upset anymore and it will be okay. It was really cool. But I've never met her relatives that have passed on. And I had this dream in which one person who is alive now, and she is in her 90s, she was in this dream, and there were lots of other people. It was like a party at the house, and it was during Christmas time, and I didn't know any of the other people, but the lady who is in her 90s now, I knew her, but not as I know her now. She was very young. She was like in her prime. She was much younger, prettier, and I commented in the dream and I said, wow, you look amazing, you look beautiful. And then I went around and I hugged, and these people seemed to know me. And in the dream, I was able to, I acted like everything was great, and I hugged them back and everything, but I really don't know who they were. But I described them afterwards to my friend. I described this one particular woman who was like in charge of the party, who I didn't know. I described her, what she looked like, her hair, what she was wearing, and there was one particular thing about this person is like, even after I hugged everybody else and I had already hugged her, she wanted to be the last person to hug me and say goodbye. And my friend just couldn't believe it. She said, that's my grandmother. I described, she's like, you described her perfectly. Everything about that whole thing I described about the party and what everybody was doing. Her uncles smoking. I didn't know they were her uncles until I described them to her, and then she knew who they were. And that was her grandmother, who was kind of, she was like in charge of the dream, and it was really cool because she was known for always being the last person to say goodbye and giving the last hug before the person leaves, and that was exactly what happened. So I'm not sure if something may happen to her aunt, who I saw, the one that's alive, and she's very old, and she's been sick off and on, but she always recovers and goes home. But it may be that she is going to pass in the near future, maybe around Christmas time, because it was Christmas in the dream. They were having like a Christmas party. So I just think that's really cool how even other people in our lives, we can see people that related to them as well. Somebody, when I commented on the video, she made a really good suggestion that she asked if I thought maybe I was in my friend's family in a different life. I will say that that's such a perceptive thing to say, because when I met her, the very first time we met, as soon as we locked eyes, it was instant. We like knew each other. It was as if we just recognized the soul, and we were best friends from that day forward. And maybe it was a different type of relationship, but definitely was a soul thing. And we know each other and understand each other, have crazy similarities in our lives, parallels that are just can't possibly be just a coincidence, and understanding each other like nobody else can or does. So that's my little sharing my spirit story.